Okay, so this is what I was saying. That's the title. And then I was talking on some of the features of why we have to automate. So I have touched on it saves time, and I explained the ways by which the new tools can assist us. When I'm talking about the new tools, I'm not just talking about Mendeley alone. I'm also talking about Mendeley. I'm talking about Zotero. I'm talking about LaTeX, because those are the key tools we want to use for during this study. So, and then too, I also touched on the opportunity to allow us to quickly switch to across referencing styles. Maybe you intend to work with, you're already working with AP format and you want to change to IEEE, it could permit you to quickly do that. And then I also touch on it can accelerate manuscript preparation. It can facilitate how you get your manuscript done in a quick time. And then it can also find resources faster. Some of the tools that you use, some of the resources that you use for your work, the papers, the articles, the conference proceedings, and all of that, it can assist you to integrate search and all of that. So these are the key things that all the referencing tools would permit you to do. So if you look at this now, we have a good number of referencing tools. Like I said, we have the EndNote. EndNote, it's established commercial manager with rich features. It also has a number of features which are quite impressive, but then it's at a price, it's at a cost. Like I said, it's not free. It's not free. So that's why maybe that may be the reason why I don't fall in love with that. So, and then the other one is RefWorks. RefWorks as well. It's also institutional, which you have to pay a fee for. Is a cloud-based as well, and it enables a number of workflows. So I'm not used to that as well. I have not used RefWorks. I've not used EndNotes because of the cost that they attach to some of the basic tools. Zotero is another one which is an open source, is flexible and web native. It's flexible and it is web native. So that's what Dr. Daniel is going to speak on today. The other one is Mendeley, which I'm already talking about and which we already have a video for. So it's also it has a place where you can integrate all your PDFs, all your reading materials, where you can put them, you can archive them. In fact, if you are working on innovation, for example, today, you say, oh, the research I want to conduct now is on innovation. All the articles on innovation, you can collate them and put it in a folder there within Mendeley. And when you want to search, you can easily refer to anything that has to do with innovation in that particular folder. Now, the same way, if it is your thesis, oh, this is my thesis, you can just say thesis. Every article, wherever that you have gotten them, you can save them in that window as well, in that folder. So any point in time that you want to reference anything that has to do with your work, you can visit that within your Mendeley and you can pick that particular one and cite it. It also has the opportunity of you doing, you can even annotate while you are even reading some of these materials. You can annotate it within Mendeley. It has all that feature. So if you want to know more about that, I told you we already have a video for that. So we're not going to do the hands-on on that. The hands-on is there practically, how to install, how to do many things, bring in all the importers and things like that. How to also integrate the Mendeley with the web interface to integrate Mendeley with your search tools, especially Google Scholar, for example. After you have searched in Google Scholar, from Google Scholar on your web browser, you can really ask it to go to Mendeley. All of those procedures, they are there. Then the last one we're going to talk about, which we're going to practicalize here and write about now, is LaTeX. It is a programmatic references for technical documents. So for your thesis, this is available for your thesis. We're going to see the way it is done. So don't get scared when we start this LaTeX, but I can tell you it's very simple, straightforward, and it can facilitate the way you do your work. So I've talked about this. I'm not going to dwell much about this. I'm going to move to the LaTeX right almost about now. Like I said, it's a centralized library that can permit you to have opportunity to store and organize your files. You can also, it's a word integration. You can easily insert your citation there, insert your citation within that, and generate your bibliographies in your Microsoft Word if you are using MS Word. Then the same goes for you can also annotate your PDFs. You can annotate PDFs within Mendeley. And then it also has the platform where you can share your references and collaborate with others. Then getting started with the essential things you have to do normally is you to create an account in Mendeley, which is also available for free. You go to mendeley.com, you create your account, and you are good to go. Then you now begin to install the Mendeley Desktop Reference Manager. There is a procedure to get this installed. It is not just straight jackets. So that procedure is also explicit where I've directed you to. We already have that in our Moodle, and then and a few number of things like that. So, like I said, you can also populate your Mendeley database with using drag and drop. You have PDF here. You can just drag the PDF like we used to do in Windows, drag it and drop it in any folder that you have created within your Mendeley. And a good number of things like that. You can also import, you can use the web importer as well to capture references, like I said, from your search pages, from your browser. Then you can also import, if you are already working on a database, or somebody said, oh, I have a database of some of the materials you can use. Let me just send it to you. Oh, that's fine. Please, can you send it to me? So if that particular database it's in BibleTeX, RIIs, and XML. RIIs is a short for Rich Information Service, I think. Yes, Rich Information Service. And XML is cross-reference markup language. Yes. So if you have it in that format, you can easily import them into Mendeley, and then you are good to go. So these are a few number of recommended databases where you can work with. If you have access to Scopus, you can go to Scopus, get materials there, and from your Scopus environment, you can forward all the materials you are interested in into your Mendeley database. You can do the same in Web of Science. You can do the same in PubMed. You can do the same in DOAJ, which is Open Access Journal. You can do the same in Google Scholar, which we are used to. And I'm going to demonstrate this to us today as we go, especially when we go to the hands-on in Mendeley. Yes, in LaTeX. So you can also import documents, like I said, from databases into your Mendeley environment. And this is where I'm going to stop on that. And I'm going to switch to LaTeX now. I'm still not going to permit you to ask your questions, but I'll permit you to ask your questions when I'm done with this before I go to the answer. So this is a session for LaTeX, how to use LaTeX for document preparation, citation, and referencing. LaTeX. I don't think there's any full meaning for the word LaTeX. I have not seen it, or maybe I don't know it. So that is just the name. So as a master professional, it can assist us to write our works professionally, And in this class, we have decided to choose Overleaf, which is a platform that can permit us to create LaTeX formats of our documents. There are some other platforms which we are not bringing to the table today, which can also assist you to work with LaTeX, to create LaTeX. But the most friendly one that is cloud-based, that is very friendly and will give you a number of things for free, even before they introduce subscription, is Overleaf. Because you may not subscribe for Overleaf and then still be able to achieve your purpose from your chapter for page 1 of your thesis to your the last page of your bibliography without subscribing to Overleaf. So that's why I fall in love with Overleaf. And then we're going to see how that is done. So the roadmap will be like this. We are going to see the introduction to LaTeX. I will see the Overleaf workspace, the environment. We are going to see the document structure, how documents are structured. We are going to see the formatting and the visuals. We are going to see the maths and citations, how to do citations, how to also insert mathematical equations. The people in tech, in science, and all of that, Greek will appreciate all of this very much because some of the time you are looking for equation editor to edit your equation. How do I go about it? This is very seamless and to facilitate the way you get that done. And then can we also collaborate? Can I work with one or two more persons while I am working on my documents. Yes, we're going to see how that is done. And now, when I'm done with my documents, how do I export it? We're going to see how you can export your work, especially to PDF and other formats. So, why academic experts choose LaTeX? We want to see the reason why they choose LaTeX. Number one, LaTeX separates contents from style. It will allow you to write without worrying about manual layout adjustments at all. It will do this and automate all of this for you. It will assist you to do the styling, and then to even change from one style to the other, it is very swift and easy and quick to get that done. To also do your mathematical equation as well, it is very straightforward. It can assist you to do that, and it can give you the highest quality whatsoever of your equation and a number of things. And at the same time as well, it can also allow you to, like ordinarily when you are working with MS Word, if you have some errors, MS Word may not see grammatical error. It may see spelling error, fine, but it may not see grammatical error. Grammatical constructions, it will not see it, but LaTeX will see that. And LaTeX will provide opportunity. It would provide, what do we call it now? It will provide a paraphrase or a rephrase of that sentence to you. If you want it, you can accept. And it does that for free for a given number of, it will give you a given number of credits per day. Once you have exhausted that credit, you won't have the opportunity to use that automated spell checking, automated phrase, rephrase, and all of that. But the following, it will allow you until the following day. The following day again, it will give you opportunity to also still assist you to phrase your English that it may suspect that is not in good order. So, but then to override giving you just few credits, which may not be enough for you per day, they have subscription for that as well. So let's move on. Then it can also allow you to automate the management of your references, cross-references, bibliography, and all of that. Then you can start your Overleaf journey by, first of all, creating your account, which I think by now you must have done, because this is what I said about 1.5 hours into this time before we started. Okay, somebody is saying my audio is low. Is that correct? If it's correct, just tell me yes, audio low. One or two persons tell me audio low, but I don't think it's low because I have the YouTube here and I'm very loud in YouTube. What I said this time. So it is your own system from your end, sir or ma. So please try to adjust it there. Try to adjust it. So like I said, you must have created your account, I believe. So if you have succeeded in creating the account, that's fine because time will not permit us to be showing us how to do that. That's very minimal. That's very simple. If you have created your Google account before and you have opened Yahoo for yourself, it's the same way, same procedure. 1 minute, the account is ready. And then one of the beauties, you can use your existing Google account to sign up to your Overleaf. If you know what OSINT is, you can also use that to do the same, or the email of the university or whatever to sign up for that. So when you have done that, you have to go back, I think, into your email to confirm that you ordered the opening of the account. And then you also have to familiarize yourself with the File Explorer, Code Editor, and Real-Time PDF Preview, which I am going to be showing us after now. I'm going to be showing us that environment. And then you have to, you can then begin by starting a blank project or select an existing template for you to begin to adjust, to understand what it is. So I'm going to show us all of this as we go. And then the anatomy, one of the things you have to do is you have to document the preamble, for example, now, that's the beginning of your file. From the beginning of your file, what you have to do is to ensure that you can see this backslash document class. That's the first thing that will be on your page. That is the first thing you must write. And what does that do? It is to define the document type. Do you want to work with an article? Is it a thesis? Is it a report? Is it anything whatsoever? So you have to declare it there. By the time you get to Overleaf, you will see the way it is done. So you have to say document class, then in curly brackets, you can see that is in curly brackets. You say, oh, what I want to work with is article. Okay, what I want to work with is reports. Thesis most of the time will fall under report. You just put report there, and it will recognize that what you want to work on is a thesis, is a report, is an article. Then there's this other one too, user package. This one will load some functional tools for you that will enable a number of things to work in your page. For example, you can enable graphics. You can enable this mathematical equation, like I said. So there are some functions that are loaded somewhere. All you just need to do, just write their names in between the package. That's like loading the package into the memory. So don't worry, it's very simple. Loading them, you don't have to cram all of these things. Those things are there. Then once you are done with the header, with the heading part, the next part is the main thesis, the main body of the work. So normally when you want to start the main body of the work of the document, you also put, anytime you want to write anything, any code, any library of LaTeX, you will put this front slash. The word begin documents is part of the library of LaTeX. So you know, when you have to begin that document, and if you have started any document, you must end it. So, but then anything can then go in between the begin and end. You can put 1 million text in between that. Do you get? So you say begin documents, and then anything between that begin and end of that document. So the beginning will initiate, will show you this is where the document is starting. Then the end document will tell you this is where the document is ending. So anything, whatever you type in between that, it will recognize it as a document. Then do you know that some of the time you want to bold in some things, you want to italize, you want to underline. This is the keyword or the library to do that. You have to write this one before the text. You know, you write text BF for bold, text IT for italics, underline to underline. Before you then write that particular thing you want to bold in or you want to underline, before you write it in the curly bracket like we have here. You know, it's very simple. So another thing is that you want to organize your work, you want to break it into sections. Do you know PG School recognize 3 levels of sections or of sectionalization? The first one is level 1, the second one is level 2, the third one is level 3. Anything beyond level 3 is not acceptable in OAU. So what am I saying is, like, you want to write 1 point or 1.0. That's the first level. The second level is 1.1. The third level is 1.11. That is the maximum you can do. So the first level, when you want to refer to the first level, is section. The second level is 1.1, which is going to be subsection. So the third level will be subsection. Don't worry, you don't have to cram it. We'll see it when I'm demonstrating. You can also do bullet points. You can also do number list. And this is what you have to do to activate that. But we won't get to that place today. Then you can also load your this is what I said. When you want to load the package, you say use package graphics. This is to load graphics. If you want to bring in code, you want to bring in graphics, pictures, and all of that, because you will have figures in your thesis. This is how to instruct it that, oh, I'll be bringing in figures. So please get prepared. I will upload my figures into different places in my thesis. So after you have instructed it that way, you can then begin to upload your files within your environment that will show us, and then you can then begin to insert them. You can also design the width and the length where you want the figure to occupy. You can format it, you know, and a number of things that you can do with that. So these are some other features which you can use, but I want to quickly rush to the practical because I'm looking at my time, so that at least we'll be able to do justice to the practical, so that I won't just be talking without going to the hands-on. So look at this now. When you want to the first thing you have to do, when you get to the practical, you will see it. You have to create there are 2 files definitely that you have to create. The main file where all your thesis will be, the whole content of your thesis will be. And the second file is the file that will contain all your references. That's the second file. So the first file that you will create within that LaTeX environment, it is called the main text. which the extension, it must carry .tex extension. You can name it anything. You can be my thesis. It can be main test. It can be URM assignments .txt. So that has to be there. Then the second one for TEX, rather not TXT, TEX. Now for the references, now for the list of references, the name of the file can be anything of your choice as well. If you like, you can call it create, you can call it references, you can call it bibliography, but the extension must be .bib. The extension must be .bib. So let's go straight away to that. And then, so this is an example of what you are expecting. There are about 3 pages here. The one to the right, where you see leveraging artificial intelligence, you can see that the output here, this output that is very beautiful, you can see on this right-hand side. This output you are looking at on this right-hand side was created in this place in the middle, the one in the middle here, which is colored, which is not that fascinating or friendly. This is the guy here that produced what we have on the right-hand side. And that is what we're going to achieve today. Look at all of those arrangements. Everything was done from this left-hand side, because your working space is this middle, the one in the middle here, where you see a number of codes here. All of this one will be compiled. You compile this one to get what you have on the right-hand side here. And if you look at this left-hand side, that is your Explorer. That is where all your files will be located. You can see the name of this my file is paper.tex. That's the main file. And the file for the reference is refs.bib. That is what I have chosen. Every other file, don't worry yourself about that for now. It's a different ballgame entirely. You know, it's a different ballgame entirely. It's a different thing, but I'm going to explain. So this is the way your reference file should look like. And you'll be like, where will I get all of these things from? I'm going to show us within this short time as well. So this is the way your reference BIB file should look like. And in LaTeX has a number of collaborations, a number of community. It has Overleaf, for example, have a user base, about 10 million user base, you know, where you can ask questions. Please, how do I do this? I'm having this difficulty. I did this, I did that. You can also see relevant questions that may have been asked even before you came, you know, in those communities. You can also share your modes. You know, you can share with families and friends. You can share with your research group. If you're working working on a particular document, 5, 10, 15 of you can be working on the same document and you'll be looking at it at real time. You know, you can share the same document. I'm going to show us how to get that done as well. And at the end of the day, what you want to do is you want to see your final output, which is your PDF, which can be easily downloaded and all of that. So let us move. So, like I said, all you need to do is to just log in into your Overleaf platform. Once you log in into Overleaf, the next thing is to now begin to, like I said, the first thing you have to do is to create your files. So all you have to do is to just go, like I said, this is the demonstration of those parts I talked about. There are 3 sections. The one on the right here is where you're going to see your output, where you're going to see your PDF. And then the one in the middle here, where I've highlighted, is where you're going to be typing your codes, typing your documents, typing your work. It is also possible if you think, I've started this in Microsoft Word. Oh, can I still use LaTeX? Yes. All you need to do is just copy from Microsoft Word and come and post it in the appropriate place here. I'm going to show us in the appropriate section here. So it's also possible for you to have done it in Microsoft Word, and then to do formatting, just come and put the appropriate location here. I will show you that as well. So the one to your left here is where you're going to have all your files. You can see I have 4 files here. I have main text, main.tex, sample.bib, urm901.tex. This is the file I'm working with. And I also have urm901bib.bib. This is my, what do we call it? This is my reference file. I may rename this one. You can come here and click on rename. I can call this one references. I can still retain that name, but I'm going to show us how to go about all of that. So if you get error, all you need to do is just go to File and create new file. New file. So you can name, this is your main text. Let's say my thesis. You can see it's already ending the extension in TX, which is good, which is your main document. That's your main document. So you can see it's already there. So you can come in here again, go to File and click on New. The next thing is to do what? To create your reference list. References. Dots. Don't forget this time around it's not TX, it is BI what? BIP. And you create your reference list. So those are the two files you need to work with. But because of our time, I'm going to go back to the existing file I've created. I'm going to go back to my URL 901 text, and I'm going to be using my codes there, explaining my codes there. So, like I said, this is the first one I talked about. The first thing you have to do, the first line you have to write, it is your document class, which is your backslash and documents. By the time you begin to write it, type it at all, it will automatically display it for you. Let me remove this one. If I remove it and I just say front slash documents, by the time you press that doc, you will see the drop-down menu. What you have to click there is click on the first one, and then you will just type it in there. You type is it a report or article? What we really want is I think we can use report. Let's use report. Let's use report. This is okay. You can once you are even within the brackets, you can see a drop-down menu. It will show you drop-down menu of some of the things you can format. You can format it for article. You can also, when you clear this, you can format it for, I don't know what BIMA is. If you want to create a book, you can format it for a book. You can format it for letter. You can format it for report. In our own case, I think report is more appropriate for us. So we're going to leave that. We would say, okay, we'll say report. That is fine. You leave that. And then the next thing is to set, normally when you are in Microsoft Word, that's the normal thing we'll do. After you have created your file, let me go to Word. You are in your Microsoft Word, for example, as it is. The first thing you normally do is you have to save that file. We'll give it a file name. You will say my thesis, in whichever folder you want to put it. So after saving it, giving it a file name, then the next thing you do is you are going to now begin to set your paper. Exactly. You set the paper. You go to what you normally do is you say, you go to your layout to set your paper size. I click on A4 or letter A4 most of the time. After setting the size for A4, the next thing is to go and click the orientation. Orientation, I want to make it landscape or portrait. Oh, portrait is fine. Then our margin, you want to set your margin because you have to bind. Don't forget. Maybe you want to make it a normal one, left to be 2.54 centimeter, top to be this and all that. You set your margin and you are good to go. So this is what you do first of all before you begin to type your document, saying chapter 1 and all of that in your MS. So the same thing is what you're going to do here. The same thing is what is applicable here, and that is what you're going to do here. And how do you get that done? You invoke this user package. Look, just like I said, once you click front slash like this, backslash, you will say user package. And then you begin to type in the components in the environment. You begin to type in the components in the environment. Especially the first thing you have to do is to set your A4 paper. You type it like that, A4 paper. If you type something different, if you put dash in between, it will not recognize that. A4 paper is this way. But if you want to use letter, I've already put something here which you will see. Use letter paper. But in this case, we are using A4. Then comma. You want to make the top to be 2 centimeters, yes. The bottom to be 2 centimeters, yes. The left to be 3 centimeters, yes, because you want to bind. Then the right to be 3 centimeters, and the margin to be, you can also stretch this. You can stretch to the right so that you can see it better. You can also stretch more so that if you want to see the PDF better, you can do it that way. So that's what we do. So you come here again. Let's stretch this better so that you can see it. So our margin is also 1.75 there. Then there is this thing, geometry. You just have to put it there so that you understand what we are saying. Then the next thing is to bring in some of the packages that you will likely need. You may not use all of these. You may not use these packages if you are not going to bring in any mathematical equation, especially if you are in humanities. You are not likely to need this package. You are not likely to need this one I'm talking about here. So if you're also, but if you're in economics, you need it. If you're in, you want to bring in equation, or you want to bring in graphics. If you need graphics, you want to bring in your figure 1, figure 2, and all of that, you need to instruct it that you should insert this graphics package. So once, these are just preparing your page. Once you have all of these, then the next thing is to say that normally, they will ask you to do maybe double spacing or 1.5 spacing or single line spacing. This one will allow you to set your spacing. If it is single line, you just have to do user package set space. That is all. It will give you the work in single line. But to force it to give you double line, you have to put this double spacing. You have to put double spacing, and your double spacing will be activated. You have to put double spacing. Why is it telling me that? Okay. Then don't forget, you have to put your backslash, double spacing that way. So that way, it will generate double spacing for you. I'm going to show us. Now, you can see that here, before I introduce the double spacing, there was this thing, it's like percentage. Anything you put percentage in front, it means you want to comment. Anything that follow that percentage in this place is comments. And that's what I have done here. I have put comment here to show you that this particular place is to format your page. And then I've also done the same thing here. So that is the usefulness of that page logo. Now let's begin our work. Let's begin our work. Now, this is the title section, because normally you have to bring in your title, which is this title now. The title of your thesis has to be there. Let us assume that your title, like I said, each time you type the code, you want to type any library of LaTeX, / must start. Then we want to bring in the title. Once you type it there, it will bring it for you, and then you can type the title. Let's say the title is we can say what do we call it now? The trial of Brother Jero. Let's say that's the title. And then you just say an assessment. And assessment of literature. Okay, you can see that. So my previous title, I'm going to comment it out so that by the time I compile it rather, you will see that this guy will change. Once you are done and you want to see the output of what you have just done, okay, sorry. Obrajero and assessment. Okay, you will just click on recompile. You click on recompile. Can you see that? It's already showing the trial of Brother Jero, an assessment of literature. So that is the title of your work. But who is the author? This is the author. Like I said, you put your / here and put author. As you are typing it, it's bringing it for you. Just put author and then change. Yeah, let me change this author now. Let's say you have to write the author's name, which is you, inside the curly brackets. Curly bracket, not just normal bracket. Let's say Professor Okonji. Let's say is owner. You can put date here automatically, but I've decided to suppress the date. And I just want to put deadline for our assignment here so that we'll see it. So this is another thing as well as, again, you put all of that. Whatever you write in the curly bracket will be displayed. So let's recompile again to see what we have. You can see now, that's it. You can see the author of that thesis has changed to Professor Okonji, PhD. And that's the deadline. So let's move on again. Now our main document, we are now getting to the portion where we are going to begin to write our documents, the main body of the thesis. But let us assume that we want to write abstract, because normally you have to write abstract as you are delivering your thesis as well. So your thesis must have abstract part. Let us say this is our abstract. Like I said, you must have to begin and end. When you want to write abstract, your abstract must have the beginning. You must also have a place where you're going to end it. And how do you do that? You do that by invoking your begin and end at the same time. And what are you ending? You are ending abstracts. You are ending abstract. So your curly bracket has to be there, and you put the name of what you want to do there. Abstract here at the beginning, abstract here at the beginning. And then in between those two things you have created, you have to now type in your abstract. So I already have the beginning of my abstract as it is now, and I have the end of my abstract as it is here. So don't mind me with this text IT. What I want to do with that text IT is to italize my abstract. But let me remove it first, and then come back to that. But this is just my plain abstract, my plain abstract, my plain abstract. So if you want to see the abstract now, all you need to do is to just compile, and then you can see that your abstract is generated here. Your abstract is generated. The abstract that is generated, let me blow this so that you see it will be bigger. The abstract that is generated, you can see that is not italicized. You can see, you can put in your content here. As you are putting your content, let me just change the content of this abstract. You can see the beginning here this is hypothetical abstract, but I've already change the content of this abstract. So I'm going to recompile again to see whether this is going to change. You can see, change the content of this abstract is already there. So, but what I want to do is to now bring in, I want to italize the abstract. You just type text IT, like I said, like we demonstrated the other time, like I showed us while I was presenting LaTeX in the PowerPoint presentation. You do this, and then, like I said, you put it in curly brackets from the beginning of where you want that to start, and the end, the curly bracket to close where you want the italics to end. You click on your compile, and you can see the abstract is italicized. The abstract is italicized. The abstract is italicized. Now, you can see that some of the words are highlighted in color yellow. That is telling us that maybe this is grammatical error. You just right click and you see the suggestion. It will suggest to you and you can click on accept. Unfortunately, I've used up my code. My code for somebody is giving me is complaining. I'm unable to log in. What's happening? I thought I'm the only one. Log into where? Go to YouTube, my friend. Simple thing. Where do you want to log in? Do you need log in YouTube? Ah, my people. It is well. Permit me to just post that link for them again. Okay, so this is where we are. Let's move on. Let's move. So you can just right click to change that, right click to change that, right click to change that. So I move on again. Now to create our first section, all you need to do is to just say, like I said, \section. This is main section actually. You type your section and you accept that. And this is just telling us how to create section. What is in between these curly brackets is that particular thing you want to put in that your section, maybe 1.0. So I am going to put, what do we put here? The background of the study. background of the study. So you can see that in what I already have here, we don't have that there. Let me put it there. I have the content already there. In this, you can see that we don't have that there. Sorry, I've jumped. Who is this Omolara that is troubling us, distracting us? I was supposed to come here first. Let me go to the chapter 1, because after your abstract is your chapter 1. So you have to begin, like I said, and end the content of your chapter 1, because our chapter 1 we will normally centralize it at the top. So you begin that, then put the word at the center. To put that at the center, you put begin center. Begin center. You put the center and then you end it here as well. So what is coming in there? It's your chapter 1, which is this word, which will come in curly brackets. And as you do that, all you need to do is you just compile again and see the output. Let us see. You can see chapter 1 here, but let me change this chapter 1. Let me use another thing so that at least you can see that. Let me say chapter 1. I'm going to write it in Yoruba so that we'll see that it's actually changing. 1 or O kan. That is what it's going to put. So I'm going to compile that now. And you will see that this will change. Can you see? Chapter 1 or O kan. You can see it's bringing it at the center. The guy that is doing that, bringing the centralization, is the word center that we put in between it before we put it. So that is that. So let me return this one back to our chapter 1. The number. You can also write chapter 1 as in one figure. I put that now. Although ordinarily we don't do this. We don't do this. So I'm going to put it back in the right perspective, chapter 1, and then recompile. Recompile, which is that. So now the next thing now is to now go to, normally if you want to bolden this, like I said, you can use text bold font. Text bold font within that's your beginner. Before, in between, you want to bolden the chapter. It is text BF, and then you put the word in front. Don't forget your curly brackets all the time. Curly brackets has to be there before you put the content, and then you compile again. Let's see whether this is going to be bolded. You can see it's already bolded. Let me increase it so that I can see it better. So that is that. So the next thing is our sectionalization. We want to go to the introduction section, which is this. You just say section and put introduction. If you like, you can write it in capital letter, introduction, and compile that again to see the introduction. Let us assume that we don't already have this content there. Let me remove this content, and then I will bring it back. Let's just compile. The introduction part will be empty, which is correct. You can see we already have introduction, which does not have anything under it except the background, the subsection. That's 0.1, but we can then drop the introduction. You can type your introduction, anything, anything. All of that, compile again to see the output. All of those things are some of the things you will see under introduction. So let us now put the normal content. Let's say we have some content. You copied it from Microsoft Word and you put it there. I already have some things under my introduction, which is fine. So that is that for introduction. So, but still at that, maybe you want to subtract, you want to, all of these people to stop chatting. It's distracting us. If it's not major, if it is not any big deal. So maybe you want to suppress this numbering. You can see this numbering is giving us 0.1. I don't want to make it 0.1. I want to suppress it so that I can use my own 1.0. You just a section and put asterisk. Once you put asterisk, you will now come in as part of your introduction. Within that curly bracket, you put 1 point. If you like, you can put 1.0. So you can compile this again to see the output, you will see that it has suppressed the 0.1. It's now bringing my 1 point. If you like, you can use 1.0 and put 0 again and recompile. It's giving you 1.0. So let's move on. So because I still want to show us how to cite, because that's where we're going. I think, so the same goes for subsections. You know, but we already have our main section here. You can also have another section here, say the background, which is what I have here, background of the study, or is it to of the study or to the study, whichever one. To the study. Let's recompile and let's see what we have. You can see the background to the study is another main, is showing like another main heading. But if you want to make it a sub-heading, you will just say subsection, sub. So that it won't be like it's in the same category with introduction, sub-heading. You know, subsection. And then you put the content of that subsection. So that way, if you change this one, background of the study to 1.1, you recompile again. You can see what we have in oh, this is giving me 0.001. No, I'm going to suppress that so that I can give it my own. You suppress by putting the star, like I said, after the subsection, by putting a star, and then you can then put what you have here, 1.1. Recompile. Okay, so that's you can see the background to the study now is now 1.1 because I suppressed it. It's as simple as that. So the third section as well, I'm going to just show us here. If you are going to go to the third level, you can just say, if you like as well, another sub, you can say subsection. That is the next stage, which is the third level, and then suppress it by putting a star. And here, just say this is the third level. Third level of subsection. So that is what is going to be. Then compile again. You can see that I said this is the third level, but I did not put the legend. I did not put, not the legend. I did not put the name, which is supposed to be 1.1.1. Now that you have done that, you will compile again. And you have that. Can you see that? That is it. It's as simple as that. Like I said, you can then begin to put in all your contents and you are good to go. So I'm going to now quickly go to how to bring in the files for our what do we call it? How to bring in citations now. To now bring in citations, number one, the first thing you have to prepare is your BIB file. Let's say our BIB file is this URL name whatever. This is expected to be blank, but let's assume that I'm using this blank one, references blank. So you have to go to Google Scholar. If you are working with Google Scholar, let us say you want to create your files. I mean the list of your references. Let us say I want to work on excuse me. I want to work on urban road architecture design or anything. Let's say adoption of mobile phone for patient patient care, something like that. Search for it. There's nothing to search for in Google Scholar, in Google, that you will not find. So let's say this is what we have. Now you are interested in this first document. All you have to do is you look for this site. See this site. You can see this site. You click on this site. And that site will give you a number of reference formats. You can see MLA, APA, Chicago, Harvard, Vancouver, and all of that. Most people are familiar with this. They will just copy this one and go and paste at the back of in their list of their references. All of those ones, they are still laborious. So, but in our own case, you come down here and look for BibTeX. 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 Once you click, it will open something like a notepad for you. And it will put the content there. BibTeX. There you go. It brings this. Once you have this, all you need to do is to just copy it now. Copy everything there. Copy everything. You copy it. And then go back to your Overleaf. Within that .bib file, go and paste it there. You now go back to your Overleaf. I'm going to go back to my Overleaf now. Where is my Overleaf? Yes. Where's my Overleaf? Okay, sorry, my Overleaf is here. So just come in here and post. That is that. Okay, so let me expand it so that at least you can see it clearly. The more you can expand this one here, we are not ready for that. So that one ends this. So that's the end of that first one. That's the end of that first article. You can press space bar. You know, you can see that is in curly brackets, open curly brackets, and close curly bracket. That's the beginning and the end of one. You go back again to your Google Scholar and harvest some more. Let's say you're also interested in this. Oh, I don't need that. Let's say, oh, I need this. Science Direct. I need Science Direct. But don't forget to search correctly. Recency is very important. You can say from 2022 or whichever one. That one is another kettle of fish. So you come in here again. Oh, I'm interested in this MDP. Or let me say this is Science Direct. I'm interested in this article. You go to Cite again. You click on Cite. And it will bring all of this for you. Scroll down until you get to BibTeX. You click on that and it will open for you. It should open for you. All of these, you have to be online. It should open for you. Yes, it will open this for you again. You select everything and copy. Go back to your BibTeX, to your BIB environment. You post that there. You press enter twice, at least so that you can see it clearly. You go to the next one. That's the second one there. You go to the next one. Okay, fine. Let's say I scroll down again. I want this emerald. Oh, this is fine. I click on site. You click on site. And you scroll down again to go to BibTeX again. And you're good to go. That's the third one. You copy that again. And you come in here. You paste it there. You don't click save on when you are working in Overleaf. It's saving automatically by itself. Every microcell con is saving for you, whether you are in any of the files. So that's one of the beauty as well. So once this is done, you leave that and then you go back to your main document. I'm going back to my main document, which is your TEX. So this is the one I'm using for my TEX. So now to insert that, to be able to insert your references, you have to tell it that my reference files will be taken from where is my reference file? Here it's UR. I mean, it's URM. Let me see. So you have to specify where the reference file will be taken. So this is it behind here. All of those ones below, I mean, above these ones, they're just talking about subsections. That's not what we have talked about that very well. So the next thing is for you to say you want to insert your bibliography. So you have to say front slash again and say bibliography style. It is the style you want to bring in this time around. But which style are we using? It will bring down the drop-down menu for you. Is it alpha you want to use? Is it upper style you want to use? Is it ACM you want to use? Is it upper like you want to use? Let us say I want to use upper like. Upper is like upper version. Anyway, so you just follow that format. And that's what I have here. That's what I already have there. So you put that. You can change. So this is where you come to change the format of your styles. But we are not changing it now. We're going to see what this is going to give us. So once you have that, you cannot do that alone. You have to specify where the bibliography will be fetched from. So if you look at this one, you will now have to say, to support that, because they have to go together, you will now click bibliography just bibliography. Style is the first one. The second one is bibliography. Then you have to put the file name of the BIB. The file name of the BIB. So the file name of the BIB we are using, it will list all the BIB files that are available for you. But in this case, I've named it URM 901 BIB. But if you want a sample, you click on sample, it will list it there. So that way, when it's coming, it will know that I'm going to fetch all my references from there. Now you can see that my end document here, it is the end of that document that we started at the beginning. So this is the second one to close that document. That is what should be the end of that document. Now, once you have set this one up now, you are now free now to begin to insert your references. Let us assume now that I've inserted some references, but in your presence now, I also insert other references. Let me see this one. Let me remove this. So let's say I'm already talking, and I've said something about here. What to assist patients in taking their drugs. It has been reported that they must place their phone numbers or their phones beside them. This is just saying anything else. But who says this? So we want to cite that person. So when you get here, all you need to do is just press your backslash again and call the keyword cite. Backslash and put the keyword cite. You press enter. Once you press enter, all the available references that you have listed in your BIB will be shining face to you here. So it's you that knows the particular one you want to cite here. Oh, it is this guy I want to cite, Jerry. It is this Benel Volva. Yes, this is it. I click that one here and you go. So by the time you go to another place, let's say here, in between here as well, maybe latest class, you want to bring another one here, your backslash again and CITE, don't forget, you put that and click that. Oh, I want to search Imbuge 2022, you click that. Then you can be in this place as well again. Maybe you want to cite another person. You want to say cite another person here. Once you click, you want to cite Ma 2025 streets. But you can also cite two references together by separating them with comma. In between that single curly bracket, put a comma here, and then it will, I want Hamilton to join. So I'm citing two references here as it is. Then let's now compile to see the output. Which section are we doing all of this? This is while you are writing. I think okay. Okay, we have also cited in the introduction. Fine. Let us recompile. You can recompile and so that we can see this clearly in the PDF environment. Okay, so if you come here now, we can see that introduction, it has cited for us. It has cited this guy for us using APA format. Queen et al. 2024. We have another one here, Matt et al. 2025. I mean, these are the tools that I cited together. You can see them here. Somebody say, will it be possible for the system to generate the abstracts on its own? Or would the abstract be coded one by one? Aims and objective methodology analysis as a by the researcher. Of course, Nashibi is your work. The contents of your abstract is your work. Oh. You only need to sectionalize it the way I've done it. Simple as that. And then when you get to methodology, you normally have the heading of methodology as chapter 3 now. So do it as we have done chapter 1. The literature review as well. As we have done chapter 1, do the main heading of that chapter 1, of that chapter 2, the way we have done for chapter 1. In fact, that's what you're going to do. It's part of the assignments. So it's very simple. It's very simple and straightforward. Beyond what I have taught you as a teacher, because I'm also still learning that, because this thing is huge. There are a number of things you can learn. AI can teach you further. What you just need is this basic understanding. If you run around anything and you want to ask any question, open your ChatGPT and post it there. Tell it I'm working with LaTeX using Overleaf, and I want to do this, I want to do that. How do I go about it? You will see, it will give you the code that you need, that you just copy and paste in your environment. It is not only generative AI alone that will just use it to write. That's what I said, that AI is very fantastic. It is not just for generative AI to just generate a text for you. It can generate, it can think for you. I don't want to tell you another thing I'm using AI for, but I think, let me tell you, I'm using it to trade. When I say trade, not necessarily you can trade in what do you call it, cryptocurrency. You can also use it to do trading in stock exchange. The essence is AI, the use of AI is multifaceted. So if you use it appropriately, you will enjoy it. So you can ask AI to assist you to know more of some of those things. Okay, so that's fine.
And welcome to University Research Method 1. In this module, I'll be looking at referencing and plagiarism. We're looking at referencing and plagiarism. I will be giving some background information just to remind us of what you may have been told, or you will be told in detail as the lecture proceeds with this particular mode. There are some important questions so that we need to ask ourselves, even as we seek to understand more about the issues surrounding referencing in our academic journey. Some of those questions include: do you enjoy referencing as an academic exercise? Or do you derive satisfaction in referencing? Have you ever been tired or forced to abandon your writing because of referencing? Has your manuscript been rejected because of referencing? Do you consider referencing as an unnecessary burden? Okay. Or you think it's a way to satisfy requirement of examiner, or a way your supervisors just use to get back at you? Or you consider it as a way to avoid plagiarism, a way to acknowledge writer of a statement? Whichever one is your misconception or burden, the truth of the matter is referencing has come to stay, and it's an essential part of academic journey. It's an essential part of writing, even in the secular world. It is important that we acknowledge those who have worked and they have found their work publishable. Their work has passed through the review session. So many experts have gone through it. We build on knowledge, we build on existing knowledge, and as such, those knowledge that form the bedrock or the background to our own study need to be adequately acknowledged. So what then is referencing? It's an appropriate and legal use of other people's work. There's nothing bad in using other people's work. After all, you will not be the first person that starts that journey, and you'll possibly not be the last person who will continue on that journey. So you use them, but you use those work appropriately and under a particular or required legal framework. It is also giving honor to whom honor is due. Just as you will expect anybody to honor you if your work is being used, you also want to do the same thing to other people. It's a matter of do unto others what you want them to do unto you. It's a way to help others find and make use of sources of information. Okay? It's a way to help others find and make use of your sources of information. You have published a particular paper, and someone is interested in what you have done. The next thing to do is to go through your paper, and in going through it, he is able to find where you source for those information. And then you can help that person also to source for similar information using the same approach that you have. So if you have not cited those references very well, the person reading your work will not be helped. The person will not have the opportunity to know exactly where to get information. So reading your work should give someone else the opportunity to learn how to search or how to look for information. And that is only made possible if you provide adequate references. It also helps to establish your credibility as a careful researcher and writer. When someone reads your work and you cite people correctly, it shows that you are credible. On the other hand, if you do not do the correct citation, you do not give the correct citation, you're not credible, you're not a careful researcher. Okay, you're not a careful researcher, you're not being credible. And then it convinces the reader that you know what you are doing. When people read your work and they are having difficulty with your references, it's a clear signal that this person actually does not know what he or she is doing. And that is the purpose of reviewing exercise. You know, that's the purpose of reviewing. There are so many websites that doesn't pass through any review. Okay, those who are regarded as predatory journals, and even some openly available websites, source of information, that everybody just put whatever they like on those platforms. They do not go through normal review. So in that type of situation, you may not really expect anything serious. Okay? You may not expect anything serious as per the way referencing is done. But if your paper passed through a normal academic review session, then some of these references will be automatically corrected. Some of these references you will be made to do it the right way. Some journal even provide opportunity to help you. But even in helping you, they want to be sure that that's exactly what you want to cite anyway. And when they think that what you have cited is not in line, they try to help you to, direct your attention to make necessary corrections. So referencing helps the reader, convince the reader that you know exactly what you are doing. But what of plagiarism? It's an art of fraud, just simply an art of fraud, intentional or intentional. Okay, intentional or intentional. It could be global, it could be formatting, it could be paraphrasing, it could be patchwork, it could be self. You can self-plagiarize yourself. Okay, there are people who have published paper, and then in writing their thesis, they begin to refer to that paper or copy word for word from the paper they have written. It's self-plagiarized. Some wrote thesis, and they copy word for word from there to publish. And then the plagiarism software begin to cite them, begin to pick them up. It is what we call self-plagiarism. Okay, it is not enough to get a good source, but you cannot also do word for word translation. Do word for word transfer of whatever you want to get from that paper. That's plagiarism. Okay, some form of paraphrasing are also plagiarism, because in actual fact, it's not paraphrasing, it's just a change of one, articles or the other, changing some direction, and the system will identify that. So plagiarism is an art of fraud, because it's like rewriting what has already been written. It's like stealing somebody else's work and make it your own. Okay, you can avoid plagiarism and not losing track of sources of your information. You can also ensure referencing of original authors rather than the third-party authors. Okay, then you check your files, you check your sentences as early as possible in the period of writing for plagiarism. You check it when you write a sentence, try to check it. You can just use simple Google, to just check, and you will find out that if those words are not consistently following each other as identified by Google search, then you know that you are possibly doing well. Okay, what are the how of referencing? Referencing consists of in-text citation, bibliography. Appropriate referencing consists of correct understanding of author guidelines, choice of appropriate citation styles, and populating the referencing software accurately. Okay, what do I mean? When you say appropriate referencing, it means that you have cited the correct referencing as demanded by the journal or by the university, in case you are writing a thesis for a particular university, like OAU. It means that you have used the appropriate as demanded by that authority. There are so many other citation styles that are used somewhere else, which will not be acceptable in another setting. So doing it correctly means use the one that is acceptable in that particular setting. Okay, so choose appropriate citation style. You want to publish in a particular journal, choose appropriate citation style that is available to that journal, not another one. Then for you to cite correctly, you need to populate referencing software accurately. It is garbage in, garbage out. So it's not enough to get your citation into those references. I will show an example when we do a little hands-on with Zotero very soon. Okay, you will find that the same thing goes with mendeley, with all other software that I will quickly show that are available. Those ones you can buy and those ones that are freely available. You need to ensure that what is imported into referencing manager is correctly imported or are correctly imported. Because if there are errors, it's the same error you will import into your own document at the end of the day. So it's not enough to have the referencing manager. When you import anything into it, you go and check and make sure that all the citations that you have imported into it are correctly imported. If not, you can correct them manually to ensure that at the end of the day, you are citing correctly. This is important as you are trying to populate your referencing manager. You don't allow it to be much, because some referencing manager, some of us have been using referencing manager for some time. You can have as much as more than 1,000 references in your manager by now. Okay, it's not until you have like hundreds of them and you then begin to find out that they're not well cited, they're not well imported before you start working. Immediately you import one or a set of references, you go to that referencing manager, check each one of them. When they are just about 5, you just import it, check each one of them and ensure that they are accurately imported. The dates has been imported, the page number, the volume, the series, the issues, and the title, the names of the authors are correctly imported. The DOI has correctly been imported. The website and so many other things are correctly imported. You check them correctly to be sure, and that's when you have appropriate referencing. Okay. Referencing managers are software, and they are powerful tools used to create, organize, store, and share references. Okay, they provide a set of tools that enable researchers to deliver cohesive and fully referenced research paper. Okay, to avoid plagiarism, to do referencing, you also need to avoid irresponsible use of generative AI. To avoid plagiarism, you need to avoid responsible use of generative AI tools. Okay, and many of them are available today that can even claim to write a whole paper for you. But many of our plagiarism checkers are now able to check these ones and then ensure that they are, you do not have more than a certain percentage of your write-ups being done by generative AI. So these are powerful tools. And beyond being used to do some other, references, they can also organize your work, store, and then share references. Some references managers that are available have some unique features, but in general, the standard features include collection and exporting references, organizing libraries, and importing PDF files. This is a general, and these are the things that we need most, for your work for now. But beyond this simple one, beyond collecting, exporting references, organizing libraries, and importing PDFs, beyond this, some of them has also been has also been updated with new tools for organizing sources, taking notes, facilitating collaboration, and help to interact with people beyond your border. Okay, so some of them give the opportunity to even have interaction, collaborative interaction with people beyond your border. So they are critical elements of scientific and academic writings. The best referencing manager maintains a database of references, automatically generate custom bibliographies, and offer functionality that increase efficiency. Okay, it maintains a database of references. It gives you the opportunity to store your references in their, on their website, their database, gives you a particular amount of storage so that you can store them. That gives you the opportunity, if anything happens, you go ahead and install the reference manager again, another computer, just log in, and all the references that you have on this cloud will be imported, will be returned back to your computer, and you can use it. Some of them, although there are some that are permanently online, okay, but for some of us who live in this part of the world, it's always a good idea to use referencing manager that are desktop manager, in which case your references are also on your desktop as well as on the internet, which means you can actually do all your citation without necessarily being connected to the internet. So your best referencing software will maintain this one. We will give you database, we give you opportunities to store, storage facility, cloud storage, and then automatically generate bibliographies, okay, automatically insert, generate bibliographies, and also offer functionality that increase efficiency. People do use referencing management software for so many reasons, but above all, many people think that they need a cloud to store their something. And of course, a lot of people also voted for accurate export of bibliography, and the use of intuitive interface is also important. An interface that is easier for people to. There are challenges in using referencing manager, among which are lack of technical support, lack of knowledge on citation styles, insufficient training. Some styles are not available, and it takes some advanced technical training to be able to maybe adjust some other citation that are available to meet the one that you are dealing with. Okay, but this one, actually, you possibly not find many of such nowadays, as many citation styles are available with many of these referencing software. Some of them are difficult to install and hard, whatever, and language can also be a barrier in using some of them. Okay, importance of referencing management software: it saves you time. It keeps your referencing consistent. It helps you keep track of what you have read. It helps you organize your research. It makes you comfortable with technology, okay? Especially those ones that give you very nice interface, very nice graphical user interface, where you can easily navigate your ways, okay? Those ones that are not depending on writing or knowing how to do command line interface, those ones are highly useful, and they save you time. They keep your referencing consistent. They save you time because when you do your citation, for example, you want to publish in a particular journal and the journal rejected your paper, then you are configuring it to be published in another journal. It saves time, just a click, a change of referencing style to that of the new journal. And within a seconds, all your references in that particular paper will be adjusted automatically to the new journal house that you want to submit your paper. So it saves you time. You know, those of us who are writing thesis, you have written, your supervisor has made corrections, some of the references need to be deleted, new one need to be added. Immediately you use this particular software, you know that as you are deleting and adding new one, it's been updated automatically. It saves you time. You don't need to bother about what is exported at the bibliography level, because whatever is cited will automatically be exported and arranged according in line with the citation styles. It helps you keep track of what you have read. It helps organize your research, make you comfortable with technology. These are the statistics based on research activities as of 2021. Some of the things that people say about referencing management software. Those who choose referencing software choose the free one. Of course, many people choose the free one. Of course, but there are limitations to what the free software can give. But I can say that those ones that are free, that are available, are enough for whatever you want to do in this your academic journey. Some of the example of referencing managers, some of which you might be exposed to, include Mendeley Referencing Manager, okay, which is free. You have EndNote, which is paid. You have Paperlight, which is paid. You have JobRef, which is free. You have Biblioscape, which is paid. You have Citation Sci, which is paid. You have Bookends, which is paid. You have RefBase, which is free. You have RedDP, which is free. You have RedQ Papers, which is paid. You have FlowCite, which is an all-in-one reference and citation manager, free for personal use. You have RefWorks, which is paid. Be able to go into this ways you have, will return back to your whatever. So we'll go now and look at Zotero. We'll go and look at Zotero. I already have Zotero on my desktop. I already have Zotero installed on my desktop. I've just launched it. Okay. One thing that we first of all need to look at is to check this menu that you have here. Check this menu. Let me expand this. You check this menu. Okay. The help menu give you the opportunity to get support and documentation, some troubleshooting information. You can also join discussion forum. You can report errors. Okay. You can check for updates. If there are updates, new updates since the last time you install Zotero, you need to update your Zotero as often as possible. Okay. Many people after their whatever, they just don't bother anymore. Okay. You need to ensure that when you're on the internet, once in a while, you check for the updates. Look at this one now. It says an update for Zotero is available. Okay, it is recommended that you apply this update as soon as possible. Okay, so if I want to update it, I will just click Update Zotero, and it will download the new updates and then install it. By the time it's installing the new update, it might ask that the current session be closed. Okay, so I will just say ask later. Okay, and I will return back to that to do the update at my own convenient time. So updating is important because it gives you new features. If there are new features, if there are bugs, that comes with the old one and has been removed. So many complaints has been taken care of in the new update. So regular update is quite important. Regular update is quite important as we go on. Then you go to tools. Okay, among the tools is what we call install browser connector. Okay, install browser connector. Okay, the browser connector, if I click it, it takes me straight to the website. It takes me straight to the website where I can get the browser connector. Okay, the browser connector gives you the opportunity, and it's whichever browser you are using has its own design, whatever. What you have here is for Microsoft Edge. We also have for Chrome and other websites that are here. Okay, I already have my own connector here. The connector helps you to get citation on the go. Okay, this is my own connector here. Okay, this is my own connector here. If I have anything I want to do, I will just click on that. We can cite an example of what we want to put there. Let me search for paper. Let me search for paper plus podium. No, lessons. Just P90. Let's see if I can get a paper. So you install that because when you are on the internet, you will be able to cite your paper. Okay, this one paper that we published recently. So you will be able to as you search for papers on the internet and you are getting information, you can directly import the citation of that paper. And if the full paper is available, you can directly also import the full paper, into your own citation. So here I have Zotero. I also have Mendeley importer here. So I'm using Zotero. So if I click this now, it opens the Zotero, and then I can choose any of the library I want the thing to go. I have so many libraries, but I'll just put it in my library for now. And after it has finished, if it's able to get the PDF, it's fine. If it's not able to get the PDF, it's going to tell me that it's unable to get the PDF. It's going to put a cross here, like a red cross telling me that the PDF has not been imported. Has not been imported. So immediately I get that's for the importer, and I can go back. You see, this is the something that has been imported there. Okay, that has been imported, and the full text is also here. Okay, so that's what I've just said. It has been imported there. This Plasmodium nulensis protein 19 in silico analysis reveals unique druggable structural features. Look at it. It has been imported, so I will check to be sure that the import is fine. The journal name, the names are fine. The journal names are fine. The dates are fine. I will check to make sure that the website, the DOI are fine. And then it also import the abstract. Okay, and the attachment there, you see, it also shows that the attachment, that's Zotero for you. Okay, that's so that the attachment has also been imported correctly. And you can open the attachment actually. You can open it in another tab of Zotero, or you can even open it outside Zotero. So if you want to read it directly from Zotero, this is the way to do it. Just double click and it's going to open the paper in another tab, and you can see the complete paper here. So that's what this particular something is all about used. So I will just that's the web connector. Okay, so if immediately you finish installing and you launch and you're able to connect to the cloud, and your Zotero is now ready for use, all you need to first thing is to install browser connector. Okay, that will help you to be able to get referencing on the go, just as we have done with this one on this particular website. You get referencing on the go. Okay, the next thing is to look for your let's also check some other important features. You can change the layout if you want. You can make it the way you want it. The font size you want to see, you can check it. You can sort your references the way you want it. Okay. You can do some editing. Okay. Now there are so many other ways by which you can get references into this place. You can do manually. Okay, you can do manually. Which kind of references? The book section, the journal. You can open it. Okay, that you want to. So this is the manual one. Remember, it has just given me a free one here, and then I will come here and start loading it. It's a journal. I will type the title, the author, last name, first name. If by the time I finish, if I want to add another author, I will click this plus sign. Okay, the next author will come, I will fill it, I click the plus sign until I fill all the authors. Then the publication, the publisher, that's the title of the the title is there. The publisher, the publication itself, that's the journal, the publisher, the place where it is published, the dates, the volume. You may not have all the information, but the basic one, like the publication, the journal itself, the volume, the dates, the volume, the issue, the section, the part number, the part title if it's a book, the pages, the series, the DOI and co. You can do all this manually also. If you find it difficult to do the other, but of course you may not necessarily need this manual, whatever. You may not need it. What you need is possibly the automated one, which is exactly the reason why we are doing what we are doing. Okay, but sometimes it may become necessary to use the manual approach. Okay, you can also add references by identifier. Okay, you can add references by identifier, the DOI that we're talking about. So you can type the DOI, and the system will go and search for the DOI on the internet. You can use PMID, that's from PubMed. You can use DOI, you can ISBN, you can use, all this one can also help you to cite correctly. Okay, can help you to cite correctly. Another one you can use to add is to import. You can import references. Okay, you can import. These are the references that when you download. These are the type of file that you get: BibTeX, RIS, Zotero, RID, etc. You can import. Okay, you can import. Let me go back to the internet. Here, if I'm finding it difficult to do it directly as I did the other time, I will come to this page and put sites. Okay, so under the sites, I have this one. This kind of citation is done where I can change the citation style. I can change to AMA. Okay, I can change to APA, whichever one I like, and then I will download the referencing style. Okay, I will download it. Okay, so when I download it, I will now go back to my referencing manager, and I'm going to now import what I've downloaded. All I need to do is I want to import, and I go next. I'll go and then pick what you see. I'll now go ahead and pick where it is downloaded, pick the something, and it will import the references into this whatever. So you can do that by just downloading. In case you are unable to do it directly, you can download the referencing style from that website, and then you import them directly. You can also import from clipboard. Okay, you selected file is not the supported format. If I've selected anyone that is not supported, that's what you see, okay? So you can view the selected format. This is the one I've selected. Yeah, it said it's not in the supported one. I can copy into a clipboard, and then you can check what are the supported form that you want. So the supported can called RIS, BibTeX, Zotero IDEA, bibliography, all sorts of things there. So if they are part of the things that are here, I can go ahead and choose them. If it's not, it means I won't be able to use that particular style to import, which means you can copy that references of them, and you come and just click from the clipboard. Since you copy, to just pick it from the clipboard, and you say okay, and then if it's correct, it will be imported accordingly. It will be imported accordingly. So those are the important features that we need to know about in Zotero. But one more important thing is not also that you do that, you also need to be able to now use whatever you have put in your reference, use it in your Word document. Okay, so we can go to Zotero setting under edit. You go to Zotero setting. Okay, under the setting, if you go down a bit, you see word processors. Okay, Microsoft Word. If you have I have already installed Microsoft Word plugin, add-in. Okay, if I've not done that, it will show here that I should install it. Okay, when I install the Microsoft Word add-in, it will now show on the. I will show you how it's going to. If you are using LibreOffice, it will do the same thing. You will install it. Here, I don't use LibreOffice. I don't have it on my system. And so that's why it says install LibreOffice add-in. I don't have it. So if I have it, I just click it and it will install that add-in. Okay. So let me just open one of our documents. Let me open one of our documents so that you see where the okay. Just open one of our documents. Okay, let me open this one so that you will see where the Zotero add-in is on your Word document. In my case, I have both the mendeley on my system. I'll just show you where the mendeley is here.
In 10 minutes, the video is finishing in 10 minutes.
Okay, mendeley is under references.
So 5 minutes
under
after that,
references, you have
just do discussion, and by 12:15 we'll be fine.
Default Microsoft referencing manager, okay, which is also available. Okay, it's also available. Is here. You can use it to do your referencing management as well. It comes with Microsoft Word by default. Okay, so mendeley is installed in the same category with that. So if you are using mendeley, you can find it there. Now for Zotero, it comes in as another menu entirely. So when you install your Zotero add-in, this is what you get. Okay, so you can add citation using this one. Okay, you want to add citation. Let me put my cursor here. You want to add citation, you can click add. Since I've opened Zotero, it will show. Okay, these are the available citations. It's saying that some of my citation in this code document are mendeley citation. Zotero will be able to manage this citation if you import your mendeley database. So if I wish, I can import my mendeley database into Zotero, and then everything I need to cite from mendeley, I can also do it from Zotero. I'm not interested. So if I cite this one, I'll put it like this. Okay, and the citation will come here. This line, this dotted line means that it has disabled automatic updates. Okay, because it's taking more time. So it expects you that when you finish all the citations, so this one make it faster to cite. When you then finish, you can press refresh. Okay, when you press refresh, the line will go. Okay, the line will go because it's not going to do the necessary updates up to the references that are down there. So see the line has gone, okay? But when you have the, it's just telling you that it's trying to make sure that your citation is fast, okay? So you can continue your work until you have finished all the site, and then you get just put to refresh. If you want to change this reference, all you need is to come, you see immediately, I click on it, you see add and edit. So when you want to change, you come to add and edit again, you click it, and the thing will show you can delete the references, and you see, so I can delete it away, and can delete it, and then say, I don't want the references again. And you can also change it to another references entirely. You can change it to, let me see if it will do. Okay, it didn't delete it. Okay, you can change this. I can delete manually, but you can change to another references entirely if you want to change. Like me, you can delete whatever is there and then change to something new. Okay, it has changed again, and that can continue. And then you can cite as many as you want using your own style, and you can change the preference. Okay, you can change the citation preference. The current one is for phytomedicine. Okay, you can change it to any other one. You can change it to Elsevier author. You can change it to APA. You can change it to anyone you have. Those one that uses a number instead of whatever, you can change it to it. You know, let me change to nature and see whether there will be any change. Okay, it's taking time. It's trying to do it for all the references that we have already put. Maybe I should have opened just a blank page to make it faster. The blank page that will not have anything. Okay, so that's one thing. Why is doing that? So you can change your preference to the type of journal, the citation style that you want. You can do it, and at the end of all your citations, you say is the journal, is the nature style. It uses number. Okay, it uses number. Let me open a new document quickly. Okay, so I can use this one to make it faster. And use it also so I can cite again. Let me go back to phytomedicine. Can cite again. Okay, let me cite again what we have here. So you have that. You know, I can go ahead and cite another one. Okay, maybe this one this time around. Okay, and you can go ahead and cite another one. You know, I mean, add to that. You know, add to that. Maybe this one. Okay, so I mean, I have two now. Then you can now insert your bibliography. After you have done all your whatever, you see that there's no line here because it's able to update it immediately. You know, it's not many, and it's not finding it, it's not wasting time. Okay, so as your references increases, it might be difficult to update almost immediately as you are citing. So it disables the automatic update until you finish citing, and you can press refresh to do that. Then you can insert bibliography. Okay, based on that, this is the bibliography now. Automatic, you know, that's the way, and it's arranged alphabetical order. So if I choose to change the document preferences to nature, okay, immediately I do that change, it's going to change everything here. Also, you see the citation is now in 1, 2, 3. That's superscript 1, 2, 3. And then it then arrange them according to the way it is cited. That's the way this thing works, automatic. Okay, and you can enjoy it. You can do it. Now, after you have finished all the citation, you can unlink because all these are linked. So to be some journal will expect you to unlink them, that there should not be any Mendeley feed or any Zotero feed when you want to submit. You want to do your final, after all your final correction, your thesis, everything, your supervisor have said everything is fine. Okay, you can unlink, and then you have paper that does not have the link again. But when you unlink, you cannot use the references manager to do any correction again. So what I used to advise is that before you unlink, save a copy as backup that has those links, so that if there is a need to go back, you can go back to those ones that have the link, and you'll be able to do the correction without any trouble. You'll be able to do the correction without any trouble. This is what I think you should know. In case you need more help, you can contact me directly, and we can sit down together to set up the mendeley that you want to use. I mean, Zotero that you want to use. We can set it up together, and then we do some hands-on practical. With this one, I believe you'll be able to do exactly what you need to do with Zotero. Okay. These are my timely advice. Any challenge, Google it. That's the truth. Any challenge, not necessarily on plagiarism or citation or anything. Any challenge with your work, any challenge with trying to do some things and you're finding it difficult, you want to analyze your data, you're finding it, just Google it. Okay. In one of my experience as a PhD student, I did a work and the machine exported out my results as comma delimited values. These values are 1,800. 1,800 rows of comma delimited value, which appears in a single column. And I have to separate them into different columns. I had someone, he said I should do it manually. How on earth will I begin to separate 1,800 values one by one, into 3 columns? All I did was to Google it, and I found the right solution right there. Within seconds, applied the solution. All the things just separated into 3 columns that I needed. Okay. The problem you are facing, you'll not be the first person to have faced it. Someone else has faced it somewhere. So when you Google it, you possibly find someone who has related problem, and you can get solution. Don't ignore the simple and common resources like your Microsoft suite of software, your Microsoft Word, your Microsoft Excel, all sort of. Don't ignore them. They can help you to do a lot of things, including helping you to do your table of contents, okay, your table of values, your table of tables, your table of figures, and all sort of things. Microsoft can help you to do that. Don't waste time trying to learn everything about software suites. Just choose one, and you don't need to learn everything about, just learn as much as it is applicable to you now, okay, as it is useful to you now, and then you can quickly use that. You don't need to know everything about it. Writing is actually the most difficult part of your journey. Start now, okay? Speak or cry out for help. Don't die in silence, okay? I want to say thank you for listening to this presentation. If there are questions, you can get in touch with me, and we can, from there, take it up. Thank you very much, and goodbye.
Somebody saying, can you take pictures? Yes, now he's asking in, yes, you can accommodate pictures, of course, yes. But that picture must have been saved somewhere on your hard drive, on your system, which you upload to Overleaf by itself. After you have uploaded to Overleaf, you must note the name of that file. That is what you're going to use when you are bringing it in the code, within the code session or text session. So that's the question on YouTube. Yes, that's all. That's all. Any other one? Okay, somebody, Team Anthony. Team, please unmute yourself and speak. Team,
good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for thank you very much for the lectures. Okay, mine is a kind of a comment with regards to submission. So I'm thinking we would submit with codes while submitting the PDF, like the output from the LaTeX. we are going to submit with codes so as to know, okay, maybe we'll go through the codes or so. That's what I wanted to find out.
I'm looking at the modality. I would have loved that you submit the codes as well. But I'm looking at the modality. How do we do it? If you copy the code, because some people, any little IT or whatever like this is difficult for my people. Because ordinarily I would have asked you to just pull down your PDF and then make that your code as well again as the last page. But some people might be having difficulty in merging those two files together and submit as one file. That's my challenge. But I'll be happy if there's a way by which you know how to get that done. Also append the code section with your PDF and send as a single file. Do you get? Copy your code. You can select everything, copy it, paste it in Microsoft Word, and then your PDF that you have done, the one in Microsoft Word, you can convert to PDF. After you are converted to PDF, in fact, it's very simple. After you are converted to PDF, there is PDF merger that can merge those two files together. Once you have the two files together in one, just attach that to your document as for your submission. So if you're able to do that, that'll be a plus for you. Without looking at your work, you will have scored some marks. So if you now score good marks as well, then it means you can get all the marks. I think the explanation is understandable. Thank you. Any last thing, and then we can go. Any last question? Okay, so in the absence of no, let me see. So like I said, we are going to put up another class, an unofficial class again next week. Please try as much as possible to be there. Try as much as possible to be there, and we'll just be fine. At this point, we may have to draw the curtain. You can unmute and say bye-bye to everyone. Thank you.
Bye, sir. Thank you for today.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
All right, sir. Thank you,
I
sir.
have a question.
You can still ask, although people are leaving.
Okay. Thank you for your presentations today. I really appreciate what you've done, sir. It is very possible to also append the latex codes such that you can generate it from your own hand, sir.
Are you asking a question or you are informing us?
Yeah, I'm just making an observation based on what the earlier speaker said. How you can
is it possible to do that? I don't know how to do that.
Yes, it's possible, sir. It's possible.
Oh, that's
all you
a good
need
one.
is all you need is the the bib file along with the .txe, so .tex.
Wait. You have to come back. You have to repeat that. Wait, somebody is making us. Let me remove that person first, and then we can enjoy what you are saying. Oh yeah, come again now.
Yes, I said it's very possible for you to get the source file, which is the .tex, along with the bib file.
Wait, let me mute everyone and wait a minute. That's Oladepo speaking, Abi.
I really don't know, sir.
Oh, I mean, what I'm saying is, who is talking to us? Benjamin, Abi?
Yes, it's me, Benjamin Nathaniel.
Okay, so I will mute everybody now so that we can hear
okay.
you, and then you will raise up your hand again so that I will ask you to unmute.
Okay, sir.
Because our people are not cooperating when it has to do with Okay, so Benjamin, you can unmute now, please.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for the privilege, Prof. Sir. Yes, I said it's very possible to do that.
Okay.
All you need from your hand from us is just the .tex file and the bib file.
Yeah.
Those two files are the most important file in the latex files.
Yes.
So when you run the .tex, as long the bib file is present in that folder, you can easily generate it.
Oh, I get your point. No, yes, because I can't do that for 360 candidates.
Exactly. I'm only
That's
saying the
why.
possibility of.
No, the reason why I need the backend is once I see the PDF, I will know
Okay,
because I already know how to read without looking at without working with the machine. I know whether the code will run or not.
good.
So
So
once I see it in the PDF, I will know whether you just copied any nonsense for me. I will know if it's not going to be corresponding to what you have in the PDF. I can easily know, and that's negative mark for that candidate.
okay, sir.
But I'm sure
So
people will not do that.
another thing I want to say is, Prof, is that yes, I've actually done some certain things with latex whereby I localize my overleaf so that
Okay,
even outside, if I'm offline, I can as well run the
access it.
overleaf. Yes,
Yes, of
access it.
course.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. So
And no, because it's a cloud, it's a cloud software. As it is, I can also share what I'm working on with you so that two of us will be working on a single paper.
you are very correct, Prof, sir.
Eh,
So I'm only saying that you can as well also localize it. If
okay.
peradventure the text studio cannot, maybe you're having challenge with text studio to run your latex file, you can
Mm.
as well localize the overleaf and use it
What do you mean? How do
locally
you mean?
without. Yeah, what I mean is that all we just need to do is just to run it on a doc. I mean, a
Okay.
Docker. So when you install a Docker on your local machine, then you can
Yes.
now run your overleaf on it. So when that is present, you can
Mm.
easily run it locally without being online.
Oh, I get your point. I get your point. It's good. It's good to I get your point. So that at least because most of the people in this part of the world, they're always switching on and off their data. So
Exactly,
the
sir.
advantage of that is if you are not in the cloud, then if you're working on your local system, you'll be able to still be able to do your work on
Very
Overleaf,
yeah,
which at the
yes,
end
sir.
of the day you can still take to the cloud. But the reason why
Exactly.
me I prefer cloud is if peradventure I have my system crashed rather. Once I have access to the internet, I still have my
Yes,
documents.
you are very
Or
correct,
maybe you
sir.
have infection, your system is your file is infected on your local system, and you are in trouble. You can't open it again, and you are just about 1 week to defend. So
Yeah,
that would be a problem. But the
yeah, you are
cloud is
very
safer.
correct, sir.
But just like you said, it's a very good one. So you install Docker. You call it what do you call it?
Yes, Docker.
Docker. You install
Yes,
Docker to assist you to be able to do it locally on your system. That's a very good one. Like I told you, I told you it's just all you just need is to just get somebody to tell you what to do. The rest you run with it by yourself. Knowledge is very wide. Anybody can know anything at any given point in time. Like me, that I'm just introducing this to you. In the next 6 months, I want to believe that a good number of you should know this thing better than I do. You know, so that's the way knowledge is. Once you just have a simple whatever like this, you run with the rest by yourself. So thank you for that information.
you're
All
welcome,
right,
sir.
thank you. I think it's good I release you here so that we won't continue to hold you to ransom. This is 12:30 already. Thank you so much. Thank you. So feel free, come back to the studio. I mean to the video and then rewatch it and you'll be good to go. I will definitely ensure that I re-edited the videos at some point so that at least it can be sizable. And you can easily move to a particular one to see the aspect that you are going for. Maybe it's the question and answer, or you want to look at the practical demonstration, or you want to go to the beginning to see the introduction and things like that. It's also possible. Or you want to see the Zotero part, you can also scroll to that part. Thank you, and have a nice day.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. All right,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, Prof.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. We are grateful,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, Prof.
You're welcome. God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Some of us draw some question on the chat box. You didn't address it.
Oh, which question is that?
I'm Francis.
I would like to know. Come again.
I'm Francis. I draw a question on the
question. What is the question?
That said, can this use with mendeley?
Come again, no.
You are saying something about the code. I didn't understand that part. Then number 2, I said the mendeley. Can we use the LaTeX together with mendeley?
No, is that you use one of them. If you are using Zotero, you stay with Zotero. If you are using mendeley, you stay with mendeley. If you are using LaTeX, you stay with LaTeX. But it's also possible if you have started working on Zotero before or mendeley, but now that you have heard about LaTeX, you can copy the files there, BibTeX file that you have been using with your work, and bring it in here. The same way, if you have been using LaTeX before and then you want to prefer mendeley, you can copy the BIB extension file, that one, and also export it to mendeley. It's possible. There are ways to get that done.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Just a reminder before you go, sir.
Okay.
Our registration number has changed because the session has changed, so that when you see our assignment, the registration number may not correspond with the one we submitted earlier.
Just ensure you have your name, your department, and faculty there as well.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
that
sir.
will not be a problem. You're welcome.
Thank you.